yesterday, the restart for the ON event, and this time it is Bill Siebold who is left at the start. Last time it was John Hill, and John Hill is only in 5th position as I talk to you. Mark Wilson is in the lead, and Bill Siebold is coming up through the field last but one. Well, we thought all the time that Siebold had the fastest boat, notwithstanding the fact that the fastest heat was won by John Hill, but now we're going to see. Mark Wilson leads into the Cumberland Basin turn. John Hill is in 4th position, coming up very close as he goes into the buoy. And where is Bill Siebold? He is already up into about 7th position, on the way down to the SS Great Britain, which is where Nick Cripps crashed by coming too close to the wall there. And 1 lap almost completed in this 20-lap Duke of York Trophy event, one of the most prestigious events of all in the powerboat world. And Mark Wilson leads. In 2nd place, it is John Jones. In 3rd position, it's Fiona Brothers. In 4th place is Malcolm Bernard. And Bill Siebold was in 7th position as he went past the start and finish point. He immediately moved up into 6th position, and the gap I will give you between the race leader, Mark Wilson, and Bill Siebold on the 2nd lap, and the gap between the two of them is 5.3 seconds on lap 2. And John Hill is just ahead of Siebold, and there is trouble. That's John Hill stopped and restarted. This is a race of incident, and John Hill is again last. I say again last because he was last getting away when the race first started before Nick Cripps crashed. Lap 2. Down to the SS Great Britain. It's still Mark Wilson, the man who was leading the World Championship until the 3 ON heats for the World Championship yesterday and today. Now he's down to 2nd position. And the leader of the World Championship is John Hill, and the leader of this race, 2 laps completed, Mark Wilson, and the gap now with Siebold going up into 3rd position ahead of Fiona Brothers. There is Siebold on the inside, up into 2nd position, and the gap was 4 seconds. Bill Siebold is once again being the man that everybody's eyes are watching, and the gap now, he's in 4th position because Fiona Brothers is still ahead of him, and in front of Fiona Brothers is still John Jones. Mark Wilson still leads now. Fiona Brothers, number 7. On the right is Bill Siebold getting in very close on the turn. He's going to cut across at the Cumberland Basin. He's very wide. Mark Wilson in the orange and blue boat, 250 brake horsepower. And into the turn in 2nd position goes John Jones. Into the turn in 3rd position. Up into 3rd position goes Siebold. Down to 4th position goes 27-year-old Fiona Brothers. And Siebold now is through as the leader. Mark Wilson comes down to complete his 3rd lap. We're looking at Bill Siebold. You just saw Mark Wilson's boat. And now the gap is down to 1.5 seconds between Wilson and Siebold on the left. There is the multi-world champion, Bill Siebold from St. Louis, Missouri, who has brilliantly won the OZ event here at Bristol against all the bigger boats with their 3.5-litre engines. He has a 2-litre engine. He's up against Mark Wilson with a 2-litre engine. They're on equal terms, and now Siebold is through into the lead. Is the cowling of Miodrag Radovanović's boat. That's the Yugoslavian driver. He came off as he went past the start and finish point. He's still in the race, but without his rear cowling, which is now being retrieved by the rescue boat as the 1st and 2nd drivers, Bill Siebold and Mark Wilson, clear the Cumberland Basin turn on lap 4. In 3rd position, it's John Jones. In 4th position, it's still Fiona Brothers. And there is Radovanović. No, it's John Hill. John Hill up with Steve Curtin. There's Siebold completing lap 4. John Hill is coming up through the field. his revenge. I say his revenge because both he and John Hill, the man leading the World Championship in this class at the moment, won each of their 3 heats in the events which counted for the ON World Championship. There is Radovanovic, the Yugoslavian driver, number 111, remember it because you won't see it on his cowling anymore, now lives at Darching in West Germany where he's an electrical engineer. And that is the race leader on his quarter distance, lap 5, taking the Cumberland Basin turn very, very tight indeed, going out wide, down to the SS Great Britain turn. 41-year-old Bill Sebold, who has had a tremendously grueling couple of days, because yesterday he drove in ON heats, and there's Radovanovic taking the turn very, very wide indeed at the Cumberland Basin. And that is Mark Wilson, son of Jackie, the man who saved Pierluigi Bonvicini in the same way that you saw John Hill going to the rescue of Nick Cripps earlier on. But Mark Wilson taking the turn now, saved Bonvicini at Hanover, and he is now in 2nd place. In 3rd position, John Jones, that is number 27 when you see his boat. The man from Cardigan, there he is, 25-year-old bank clerk from Cardigan, and the 1979 World NE champion. In 4th position, it's still Fiona Jones and the brothers, and up to 5th position has come John Hill. He's blasting his way through the field. There is John Hill on his own, but not, I think, for very much longer. Up from last to 5th, with in front of him Fiona Brothers, John Jones, Mark Wilson, and Bill Sebold, who is just completing his 6th lap. There he is, down to the Princes Street turn. And take a close look at these catamaran, tremendously spectacular boats, 250 horsepower. The control is done by the driver, who has on the steering wheel, underneath his thumbs, 2 buttons. Those buttons, through hydraulic power, control the angle of inclination of the engine right at the back of the boat, which is pivoted on the wood hull, and by pivoting the engine and getting air underneath the tunnel of the boat, the driver can reduce the resistance of the water to the absolute minimum. You can see that Sebold's boat is just riding on the rear of the sponsons, except when it comes down, drops into the water to slow it up for the Cumberland Basin turn. And as he comes towards us in a moment, you will be able to look right underneath the tunnel of the boat, see the sponsons virtually off the water, and see the propeller in the middle. There it is, Sebold, fastest by far. An enormous amount of stamina Bill Sebold has got. And at the end of this race, he's going to be rushing into the pits to change his engine to one which is marginally bigger to allow him to take part in the OZ race for the Embassy Gold Cup. And the gap between Sebold and Hill, who is now up to 5th position, just behind Fiona Brothers, is 21 seconds. There is Fiona Brothers, who is 3rd. Ahead of her is number 27, John Jones. Behind there is Jones. He is in 3rd position. There is Fiona Brothers 4th, and there is John Hill 5th. 3rd, 4th, 5th together. And watch the blue and yellow boat, the 3rd of these. This is the man who is leading the World Championship. 15 points after 3 meetings. Those meetings at Milan, Hanover, and here at Bristol, the Embassy Grand Prix meeting. John Hill, and of course he's come up through the field. He's got the really tough nuts to crack now. Watch him take the turn very tight indeed. This is where he's going to get, I think, ahead of Fiona Brothers, undoubtedly the world's leading woman powerboat driver, who holds the women's world water speed record at a speed of 116.3 miles an hour. And She's doing about 90 miles an hour on this stretch now, down to the Princes Street turn. It's still Jones third, Brothers fourth, John Hill clipping the boy almost in fifth position. And these three, of course, are slowing each other up all the time because they're creating rough water. Fiona Brothers is all right because she's got clear water in front of her, but there she is. John Jones has got clear water, but John Hill is taking a terrific pounding all the time, and you can see the way that John Jones, the first of those boats in third position, pulls away, and out of the race as I talk to you goes Steve Curtin. But Bill Seabold, well on his way now. He's on his 9th lap out of 20. That's the battle for third. There is the leader. And there is nobody in sight as Seabold completes lap 9. We wait for the second, third, fourth, fifth and sixth competitors to come out of the SS Great Britain turn. There is Mark Wilson in the orange and blue boat, the Hodges Mercury boat. And by the way, Bill Seabold is in a Seabold Mercury, and there's the battle for third. It is still John Jones, and still John Hill hasn't got it. Yes, he has. Now he takes Fiona Brothers and moves up into fourth position. John Hill has clawed back one more place, but Fiona Brothers drove magnificently to keep the man leading the World Championship back as long as she did. Now he's going to tackle John Jones. Boat 27, 25-year-old John Jones. 1979 and 81, he held the NE class water speed record. Then in 1980, John Jones was the British champion. As I talk to you, we've just got the news that Fiona Brothers and Miodrag Radovanovic, the man who had the trouble with that cowling of his, were judged to have jumped the gun at the start and have been docked a lap. So effectively we can forget, unfortunately, about Fiona Brothers from the point of view of being well up at the finish, because a lap behind is far too much for anybody except somebody like Bill Seabold to make up. And Bill Seabold, by the way, is on lap 11, and now John Hill is in third position. He's got ahead of